Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. And today, I'm going to gear this class more towards the advanced beginner to beginner intermediate level. But if you are certainly more advanced, you can still get a great workout today. If you're a little bit more on the beginner side, you can still get a great workout today. Just do what you can, take breaks when you need to. So we don't really need any props today unless you want a folded blanket or a pillow or some all fours work we're going to do, or if you need a modification where knees are down. I've got my little pad here to help me when I do roll ups and roll downs. It feels really good. It makes it a lot less effort to have that padding on my low back and lumbar now that I'm older. So if that's something you want to bring in, maybe you don't have like a little mat or whatever, like I have a hand towel folded up into fourths will do just as well. So we're going to start standing today. So just kind of find your posture, and I'm just going to turn sideways here just so you can better see what I'm talking about. So your hip bones, your ASIS, so where the bones are, not about how wide you think you are, but where your bones are. You want your hip bones, knees, and toes to, as best as you can, track in that parallel alignment. So they're going to face forward. You want a little softness at the knees, so we don't want to lock them out. When we do that, that puts the pelvis in a little bit of an anterior tilt, meaning toe bones rocking back. There's a little bit of arch here. We want that to be a little bit more neutral. So when I soften my knees, that feels a lot better on the back. I'm zipping up. So another thing to look about, maybe ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles in alignment. If you're not there, do the best you can. This is a work in progress, a work in progress. Okay. So once you've got that nice posture going here, good. Then from here, let's just take the arms up, big inhale, exhale, bend the knees and come down. Hips, knees, and toes track. We don't want this. We don't want this. We want this. Okay. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Make the legs take the load for you. When the legs aren't taking the load, then the back ends up taking the load. Good. So as I'm here, I'm just nice big inhale, a big exhale. If you would rather exhale on the up and inhale on the down, you can do that too. Just breathe. And my belly button is into the spine. And as I breathe, I want to try and expand that rib cage on the inhale. Why is that important? Well, when your intercostal muscles, the muscles between the rib cage are tight, not only does that hinder your breath, but it hinders your twist. It forces the twist into the low back versus the upper torso, and we don't want that. So work on that nice expansion. So from here, hips, knees, and toes are going to turn away. We're going to take this into a squat now. So I recommend not squatting or taking the hips below the knees. Some of you might have a little bit more range of motion than others. That's fine. You can still get the arms in there. I'm pressing through the heels. I'm pressing through the glutes as I come up. I'm pressing through the outer edges of the feet so that I'm not rolling inward and doing this. So kind of find where you need to be. You might be wider apart in the legs as me. You might be a little bit closer. If you are, however, this close, I'm going to challenge you to come out wider. It'll probably be a little bit more comfortable. Good. Now from here, let's take our first side bend. We're just going to come up, really take that rib cage out, breathe and expand. You can inhale and through the exhale. And coming up, let's take that other side. Inhale, exhale. And notice when you have that forceful exhale out the mouth, that there's a little bit more toning in the belly here. Good. Now from here, you can heel toe and then start to step everything back in. Let's go into a little bit of footwork. So again, we're about hip width apart. You can be a little bit wider than that. This will be a balance challenge for some people. So if you need to hold on to something, you can. I'm going to keep my hands right at my waist. Good. And then I'm just going to press into the big toe and pinky toe mounds of my feet and lift the heels and lower the heels. And lift and lower. And I want to avoid leaning forward here. Remember that good posture. We want to try to keep that. If you're someone that has ankles that are doing that number, just note, the more you strengthen your hips, the less that becomes over time. Okay. So when you've got that wiggle, that's your ankles trying to compensate for what your hips aren't doing. Good. Now from here, I'm just going to kind of play around. So I'll show you from a side view. You can do this. Okay. Some of you are going to add a little bit more power, a little bit more rhythm to that. So don't lift the other side till the heel comes down. And I'm pressing through. Good. Good. All right. Let's go back into a different side bend now. So I'm going to take my right leg. I'm going to cross it over my left. I'm going to take my right arm up and I'm going to get a side bend here. Again, this might be a little bit of a balance challenge for some people. Breathing. And then we'll come up. We'll do that again. Other side. And I'm squeezing right here in the inner thigh. Good. Now, let's change that up. So now I'm going to take the right leg back. So instead of going towards this way, I'm going to go in the other direction. Notice the slight difference when you do that. And then coming back up. Good. Crossing over. Good. Going in the other direction. Oh, I think it's this way. Woo. Nope, I think it was right. I had that right. Good. So if you're, teachers are not perfect. We mess up all the time too. We're humans. So if you mess that up too, that's okay. Just do the opposite of what you did. You'll know the opposite because you'll feel a different stretch. And we'll come up and come down. Just march that out. Let's go in just a little gentle rotation here. And then we're going to start with some standing roll down. So I'm going to come to the back of my mat here. I'm going to envision that I'm standing up against the wall and I'm peeling off that wall bone by bone from crown to tail. So if you're a true beginner or you have a back issue, keep your feet hip width apart. Good. If you're not that much of a beginner, you can zip the legs together, or if you're ready, you can find Pilates V. So the heels are going to connect. You've got a fist width apart between the two big toes. I'm going to do hip width apart here today. So zipping up, I'm going to let my arms be at their side. I'm peeling off. So I'm going to nod that chin. I'm going to start the C-curve scoop right here. I'm keeping my knees a little soft. And it's better to bend the knees than to hinge the hips back here. Okay, so we want to hinge the hips back because hamstrings might be tight, but then we get into a bad habit pattern when we fold. So practice bending the knees until they loosen up, pressing into the floor from hip to heel, making legs take the load. We're going to stack bone by bone, coming all the way up. Good. And we'll do that again. This time we're going to walk this out into a plank. So I'm going to nod. I'm going to roll. Belly button is in. Good. Once you come to where you're going, walk that out. Good. Now, you might be with me. You might be in a high plank here, finding that length. You might be in a knee down plank. Find your plank. We're protracted in the shoulders. We're pressing away. This is retracted. We want to be protracted. So press out of that floor. And then from here, whenever you're ready, with bent knees or a hinge from the hips, that's going to be harder. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Stop the hips over the ankles. Keep walking as you come all the way up. Let's take those arms up overhead. And inhale, find that nice little expansion here, extension of the spine, and we'll come up and come down. We're going to roll out again to that plank. We'll add on a couple push-ups this time. So rolling that down. Good. Belly button is in. Remember, it's better to bend the knees than to hinge the hips back. Once you get down there, walk it out. Good. Find your plank. Knees can be lifted or lowered. Good. Turn your elbows forward. Good. We're going to go halfway down here. So elbows come straight back and push. The tricep push up. And we'll go one more time. Good. And then from here, we're just going to come to the knees, come back, little child's pose. Breathe and expand. And then from all fours, let's take this into some cat cows. Now, my knees are a little sensitive today, so I'm going to use a little cushioning. You may not need that. Great. Good. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, reading through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Shoulders are over or slightly behind the wrist. Knees are under the hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back. So my belly button is in. Good. I'm protracted from the floor. Inhale, chest comes forward, pelvis tilts back, nice cow pose. Exhale, press back, mad cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. If you need to come back and decompress your wrist here, let yourself take that. I call this cupcaking the fingertips. You can do this at any time you ever need it. Just when you're ready to weight bear, you want the hands to come flat. We don't want to weight bear on the fingertips. So speaking of that, let's come forward. We're going to take this into a thread the needle. Thread the needle. So from here, I'm going to take my left arm out and I'm going to take it right behind the right and I'm going to come down onto that left shoulder. Now, I do not want to press the left ear into the floor. I've got maybe the temple lightly touching. My right hand is moving to the side to help me here. Hips are over the knees. When we press the ear into the floor, we get a kink in the neck. We want a nice long line from crown to tail. This can take some practice. And inhale, exhale, pressing through, and we'll come back up. We're going to take that right into the other side. So right arm's going to come out. Exhale, scoop, coming down. Good. You're on the shoulder. Good. We're not pressing into the right ear. Belly button is in. Remember, left hand can come out a little bit wider to help you. Breathing. And then when you're ready, pressing through that left hand and shoulder to come back up. So one cat-cow here just to reset the spine. Good. We're going to take this to opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to do several different kinds of opposite arm, opposite leg work today. So let's take the left leg back, pressing through that big toe and pinky toe mound, getting a nice stretch there, letting that left hip drop slightly. Elbows can be a little soft here, and my belly button is in. I'm expanding that rib cage as I breathe. When you're ready, I'm going to come forward. Good. So if lifting a lot helps or contributes to a dip in the back here, like I just did, don't lift as high. Okay, we want to be nice and long in the spine. Good. Right arm's going to come forward. Good. Hold your balance. Belly button is in. We're breathing. Press out of the supporting shoulder. And we'll take that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We'll take that to the other side. Right foot comes back, pressing into big toe and pinky toe mound, pressing back through that heel. Let that right hip drop. And find that nice stretch. It just feels good. And we'll come back up. Good. Again, watch how high you lift. Belly button stays in. Left arm comes forward. Now, I've got this foot down, my left foot down. You can come onto the toes if that helps you with your balance here. Okay. And then we'll take that down. Good. Now we're going to add a little bit of movement to that. So coming back, the left leg comes back. Good. Find your spot. Right arm comes forward. Good. From here, we're going to tap the toes and the fingers down. So we're going to tap, squeeze shoulder and glute as you lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Hold, hold, hold. Good. Little circle with the arm. Reverse. Good. Little circle with the leg. Whoo! I'm feeling that. I can't remember. Can't tell if it's what I'm doing right now or a combination of what I did yesterday and right now. But I really feel that in the glute. Good. And then we'll take that down. Come back for a moment. Give yourself a little break. And then we'll do that again on the other side. So from here, good. Right leg's going to come back. Left arm's going to come forward. Good. Press out of that shoulder, and here's that tap. Good. Tap, squeeze and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Arm only, little circle. And reverse circle. Good. Leg only, little circle. Little circle. Whew. And take that down and rest. Great job, everybody. Let's come onto our back. So on our back means supine. Supine. So once you come back there, good. Get situated. If you need to, fix your clothes, like I just said, go ahead and do that. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Belly button is in. And just let your knees go side to side. You want the belly button in to protect the low back here. So this just kind of feels good. Just getting a little bit of rotation, just a little bit into the psoas muscle on each side. And then from here, we'll come back to center. So I'm going to bring my hip bones, knees, and feet back into that alignment. So I'm going to help you find your safe neutral. And a good way to do that is to do pelvic tilting first. So I'm going to zip up, belly button is in. I'm going to tilt my pelvis back towards my face. So I'm trying to close any space that might be under here. I'm moving my pubic bone towards my face. So my hip bones rock back. Good. And then I'm going to take that hip bone forward. So now I'm creating more of an arch back there. Careful you don't go too deep. You don't want to create any pain. Good. And then we're just going to rock forward and back here. So this is your posterior tilt when you rock back. It's your anterior tilt when you rock forward. Good. How deep you take one or the other depends on your own body and your body's range of motion. What you don't want to do, though, is really press into the feet to force it, and you don't want to squeeze the glutes. Okay, so I'm using my abs. This is deep abdominal work. Deep transverse abdominis. So it's right below the navel. Now, come back to where you think your center is. That should be your safe neutral. Okay, so we try to want to work in the neutral spine. So now we're going to come to a robot bridge, our robot bridge. So we're going to bend at the elbow. So palms are facing each other. Fingertips are facing the ceiling. I'm nice and wide through my collarbone here. So I'm pressing into shoulders, arms, and elbows. I'm going to press into my feet. And then I'm going to lift my hips up towards the ceiling. Yeah. And take that straight back down. If you're someone that needs to stay there, stay there. Otherwise, we're going to go back to the pelvic tilting and articulate our bridge. So I'm going to rock the pelvis back, peeling up bone by bone. I'm in my bridge. From here, I'm going to roll down bone by bone from the mid-back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, to the sacrum, back to my safe neutral. And we'll go again. Rocking back through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, up to the mid-back, and lowering from the mid-back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, and coming back. Good. Now, you can keep robot arms. Let's do one with arms long. So you're going to press everything into the floor, rocking back, peeling up, finding your bridge. Good. And then rolling down from the mid-back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, back to your spinal neutral. Bring the knees into the chest here. And we'll rock side to side. So we're going to go into a little bit of an exercise here. I brought this into Reformer to bring this into Matwork. So we're going to start a couple different ways. So if you're new, try to keep your feet grounded. If you're not that new and you want a little bit more challenge, take your knees to tabletop. So I'm going to take my arms up here. My palms are facing my feet. Good. When I lower my arms, I'm going to reach my right leg long. So I'm looking for a connection here from shoulders to fingertips, from hip to toes. And then I'm going to bend that knee as I lift my arms back up. And we'll go again. And here's 2. Belly button is in. and lift and bend. 3 and 4. Now hold here. This right leg is going to come out just a little bit. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Lift and bend. Let's do that again. Reach. Find your connection first. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lift and bend. We're going to take this to the left side now. So from here, we're going to lower. Left leg's going to reach long and reach. Find that connection. And bend and lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Belly button in tight. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Hold here. Inhale, leg out. Exhale, center. Inhale, out. Exhale, center. And we'll come back in. We're going to do that one more time. And we'll reach. And open. And close. And open. And close. And lift. Feet can come down. We're going to do that. We're going to put all of that together on one side. If you want more challenge, you can come up into a C curve with me. If that's not good for you, keep your upper body grounded. So from here, I'm going to start. Inhale, exhale. I'm C curving up. I'm reaching. Good. Now I'm going to open. 1, 2, stay here. 3 and 4. Bring that back in and lower. We'll go again. Inhale, exhale. Reach up, lift up and reach. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And lift and reach. And take that down. Belly button is in. All right. Let's take this now into some chest lifts. Just chest lifts. So newer people, good, more beginners, your feet are going to stay down. Those of you that want a little bit more challenge, you're going to be in tabletop. Try to zip the legs together here. Arms are up. Inhale. Exhale, nod the chin. Lift up. I'm looking towards my mid-thigh. My shoulders are relaxed and I'm reaching. And I'm going to come back up and lower that back down. Again, inhale. Exhale. Lift and reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Now, we're going to go into the hundreds here after this next chest lift. So if you want to do yours down with feet down, you can. If you want to extend the legs long once we get up there, you can do that as well. So once you're ready, big inhale, exhale, lift up and reach. Good. I'm going to come into a Pilates V here with my legs today. I'm going to start pumping. I'm long and strong. And I inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift the chest higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Lift the chest higher, reach deeper through those arms. And bring that down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Woo! All right. We're going to take this into some reverse crunches now, reverse crunches. So there's a couple ways you can do this. We're going to start easier and then we'll go a little bit more advanced. So you want to be able to press your shoulders and arms and hands into the mat if you can. If that's not where you are today, go back to your robot arms. Okay. So we're going to start with bent knees first. Belly button is in. And we're crunching and reverse crunch. And you're lifting your booty off the mat and reverse crunch and reverse crunch. Now, if that's hard enough, you're going to stay there. Those of you that want more, lengthen those legs and reverse crunch and lift and lift and lift. And try not to swing your legs around using momentum and lift. Press into the floor and press and press. Woo! One more and press. And take that down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, let's roll over to the side. Press yourself up we're going to come to roll down and roll up here. So different things for different people. Just as a review, you can have knees bent, you can hold on, or you can reach forward. You're going to tilt that pelvis back again. You can go to your point of control, which is that point where either the feet need to lift or you need to keep going back and coming back up, or you can roll all the way down from here with bent knees and roll back up with bent knees. Others are going to take legs long, and same thing. You can go to your point of control and come back up or all the way down. For me, I have a former back injury that did not heal in my 40s the way that my back was when I was in my 30s. So I'm just going to test my little pad back here. I want it in the lumbar. Good. Good right there. Good. So from here, good. I'm going to do the full. Remember, you want to roll down with control, bone by bone as best as you can. You want to roll up through center as best as you can. So you don't want to roll over and use your arm. That's cheating. You don't want to whip the arms up. That's also cheating. That's momentum. You didn't use your core at all. So try that from here. Tilting pelvis back, scooping in that belly button. We're going to roll. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Take your gaze towards your feet as you come up. You can roll all the way forward if you would like, or just stay at a nice tall spine. And we'll go again. Here's 2. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Here's 3. And I'm just going to take that right back into my last one. Number 4. Even with the little pad back here, it's still challenging. Not as challenging if it was for me trying to do it without that support. So always play with it. Maybe you need support too. So just kind of play with your knees. Some people don't need it. So from here, we're going to go into rolling like a ball, rolling like a ball. We're going to do this about 6 times. So you can hold here. You can hold here. If you're holding here, try not to whip your feet around. And also avoid rolling back on the neck. So from here, you've got to be able to do a C curve in the spine to roll like a ball. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So we'll go 1. Try to find a balance. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. 6, and coming all the way back up. Let's take this down for a moment. We're going to go to some stretching and a little bit more abdominal work. Good. Okay. So from here, your left leg can be bent or extended long. It depends on how your back feels. Take your hands behind your right leg. Let them travel up as high as they can go. Upper body is grounded here. So we're not up here like this. That's a different exercise. We're going to come up here. You can point and flex. Keeping your toes towards your face will give you a deeper stretch down the back of that leg. Breathing. And once you're ready, good. Let's go into just a little bit of an IT band stretch here. You can keep your leg long. You can keep it bended. I'm just going to arc over here. So I'm going to kind of feel the stretch right to the outside here. So this hip probably won't be on the floor. You can move that foot around for other interesting stretchy places. And then we'll come up. Good. Support this leg as you come out to the side. Maybe you can even reach the foot or the toe. That's great if you can. If not, just support your leg. Both hips are grounded. Breathing. We're still zipped up in that front body. You ready? We'll take that back up. So we're going to go into circles here. We're going to keep these. We're going to do 2 small ones and 4 large ones, okay? So really zip up. So here we go. We go 1, 2, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's reverse with the big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2 small ones. 1 and 2. Good. From here, we're going to take that all to the other side. So right knee can be bent or extended long. Take your hands behind that left leg. Let them travel up as high as they can go. You can stay here. You can point and flex. Take that where you're going to take it. And then once you're ready, good. You can release. Good. We're going to cross over, doing that little IT band stretch, kind of wiggle around, find your spot. Oh, there's my spot right there. Breathing. So it is a little bit onto the outer thigh, but really what this is doing is stretching the iliotibial piece of connective tissue that runs with the outside. That's also referred to as the IT band. And we'll come back up. Good. Support or grab the foot or the toe. Coming out to the side, find your stretch. Both hips are grounded here for this stretch. Once we're ready, we'll come back up. Good. So same circles as before. Here's 2 small. We'll go 1, 2, and 4 large. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reverse large. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and 2 small in this direction. 1 and 2. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. We're going to go back to some abdominal work here. We're going to take this into a single leg stretch. Single leg stretch. The knees are going to be in tabletop position. Arms are going to be up. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to C-curve. I'm going to take my right knee in. Left leg is long. Hips are going to stay even. And we reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that back down. Single straight leg stretch. Legs are going to come up. Good. I'm going to start on the left side this time. So I'm going to come up. My right leg's going to come on. You can grab as high as you can grab here. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to pull. 4. Now let's add a pulse in here. Pulse, pulse, switch. 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 One more. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. And taking that down. And wiggle, wiggle. Crisscross. So this can be done with feet down if you need that. Or your legs are going to go back and do what they did when we were doing single leg stretch. Hands are going to come behind the head. Elbows are out wide. You're leading with the shoulder. Yes, it's harder, but it's better. It gets more into that waistline. So from here, when you're ready, I'm going to come up. I'm going to rotate to my right. Right knee is in, left leg is long, and switch. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And taking that down. Woo. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So we're going to do an opposite arm and leg challenge here. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to take my arms back if I can. Good. And I'm going to take my legs a little bit longer. They're going to be in a little bit of a hover here. You can have them down. That's a little bit more advanced. So kind of be mindful of that. So when I lift my left leg, my right arm is going to lift. Okay. And then I'm going to switch. Good. And switch. Belly button is in. Now, you want a little bit more challenge there? Good. Let's come up and reach. And reach. And reach. So you're going to lift a little bit when you come up and reach for the opposite foot. And one more time each side. One. And to the back. Good. And bring that in. Knees into the chest. Roll over to your side and come back up. Let's go into a little bit of tall series here, some seated work. So I'm going to take my leg as wide as my mat, and I'm moving my flesh out of the way of the sits bones here. Okay. You can also sit up on that folded blanket if you're using that, if you need to. So I'm going to zip up. So from here, arms are out to the side. I'm going to get a side bend towards my right. As I do so, my right or my left hip is popping out. My left hip is grounded. And I'm going to come back up and other side. So as I go over to the left side now, yes, this is coming out. My right hip is grounded. I'm trying to squeeze my low rib cage to the top of my hip on my left side and coming back up. One more time each side. Go to the right and center and left and center. Going into the twist, nice and tall, twisting from length. And here we go. 1, center. 2, center. 3, watch your arms. Don't take the back arm forward. Kind of like you're moving as one single unit. Good. Exhale on the twist. Inhale on the return. And one more time. One more time to the back. And coming in. Good. We're going to put that together. So if you remember the roll down that we did in the beginning with the bone by bone, we're going to do that similarly here. We're going to take that into spine stretch forward and then put all of those elements together for soft. So from here, zipping up, good. I'm rolling. I'm C-curve scooping as I'm reaching. I'm scooping as I'm reaching. I'm scooping as I'm reaching. When I can come no more, good. I'm stacking bone by bone. Nice and tall. And we'll go again. And nodding. And scooping. And scooping. And scooping. And reaching. And rounding as we come back up. And we'll do that one more time. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And back. Good. Let's put it into saw now. We're going to get the rotation and the rounding. Hips stay grounded. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to round and reach. So I'm pinky toe off with the pinky finger. And reach that center. And rotate. And reach and round. And reach that center. And rotate. And reach and round. And reach that center. And rotate. And reach and round. And reach that center. And one more time each side. Rotate. Reach and round. That center. Rotate. Reach and round. And back center. Great job. Let's come onto our bellies. Onto our bellies. So we're going to do some prone work now. Prone work. So this is where we do some extension. Yep. I'm just going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here as I get situated. My legs are going to be about hip width apart. I'm going to take my hands a little forward into the side of the shoulders. I'm going to let my elbows come down and rolling shoulders back. Now, we're going to go into swan here, just basic swan. So everyone's going to have a different level of swan that you come to, but you want to keep your shoulders away from the ears, and we don't want any crunching in the spine. So rolling the shoulders back. Good. Maybe you're a baby swan. Maybe you're a medium or a high swan. Shoulders are away. And rolling that down. Try to find more length between each bone as you roll down. Inhale. Exhale, we'll roll it back up. Here's number 2. We're going to do 4 total. And rolling that back down. And 3. Good. Always looking straight ahead here, looking where you're going. And 4. And lowering that back down. Good. I'm going to turn over onto my right side because that will have me facing you. We're going to do a basic side series here. Basic side series. So you can be up on the forearm here. You can be on the elbow. You can follow me coming down. So you want to be on the hip bone. We don't want to be rocked back here on the glute. Bottom leg can be long, kind of like a long parallel stack. That's going to be harder. You can also bend that bottom leg for something a little bit easier. So starting with the top leg, right in line with the hip, belly button is in, and we're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now, 6 times little circle. Keep the pelvis even. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring that down. Come back onto the belly. So from here, the legs are about hip width apart. Arms are going to come forward. You can have the palms down or facing each other. That's going to just kind of depend on what feels good to you. So we're going to do a really slow swimming here with opposite arm, opposite leg again. So belly button is in. As I lift my right leg, my left arm's going to lift and lower. Good. Right arm, left leg. Lower. Left arm, right leg. Lower. Right arm, left leg. Lower. Good. And we'll keep going just like this. Squeeze the glute on the lift. Belly button stays in. Now, if you're just dying to do it a little bit quicker, you can try to avoid the big rock side to side. But notice how it can be more challenging sometimes when we just slow something down. And one more time. Good. And taking that back. Hands under the shoulders. Press back, child pose. And from here, good. We're going to do the side series on the left. We're coming over here. Good. Again, find where you need to be with your arm on the side. Good. Are you going to have both legs long? Or are you going to bend that bottom leg? You choose. Belly button is in. Here we go. Leg's going to start right in line with that hip. Good. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Here's our 6 little circles now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back onto your belly. We're going to stretch out those quads. So I'm going to start by bending my right knee. I'm going to reach back and grab that foot. You can also grab your pants. Different things for different people. For some of you, this is going to be all you do right here. Some are going to reach from the hip to the knee. That's going to be maybe all you do. Others are going to squeeze that right glute, taking that right foot straight up to the ceiling, finding a deeper stretch here. So kind of think about squeezing into the glute and lifting the foot straight up. When you press your hand and foot into each other with all their might, you put more pressure in the back. So be mindful of that. It's an older cue, but it's still out there. And we'll take that down. and we'll release, wiggle, 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 and we'll go to the other side. So bending the left knee, reaching back, grabbing something. Good. Others are going to reach from hip to the knee. Others are going to squeeze the left glute, lift the left foot straight up to the ceiling. Maybe that's yours. And then when you're ready, we'll release and we'll come back down. Good. From here, hands under the shoulders. Come back if you need a child pose real quick. Take one. Otherwise, we're going to come into plank. We're going to come into plank. So you can have a knee down plank here, or you can follow me up high. Knee down is going to be a little bit easier, obviously. Otherwise, you can come up high. So belly button is in, nice and tall. Find length in your plank, whether you're lifted or lowered with the knees. Now, for some people, this is going to be it. Others who want a little bit more challenge, trying to keep the hips even. Lift right, lift left, lift right, lift left. Good. More challenge. Good. Lift the left leg. Could you lift the right arm? Woo. And take that down. I need a break before I go to the other side, so I'm going to take it. And when you're ready, if you're going to try that last challenge again, we'll come back. So find your plank. Remember what side you did. When you're ready, start right leg. And then maybe, woo, left arm's going to come up. Woo. Challenge, challenge, challenge. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take that down. Child pose. Woo. Let's come to a seat here. We're going to finish up with some mermaid, some nice gentle mermaid. So different ways to sit. You can take kind of this is the top leg and your bottom foot. You can sit this way. Or if you're familiar with the Z position. So I've got my left shin here. Good. And then my right knee and right ankle are in alignment back here. Good. So kind of find what you need. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, taking it over, reaching over. Maybe rotating here through the light. Right? So this is okay because we're twisting from length. Opening back up, moving through center, counter stretch over to the other side. This is going to feel a lot different. Coming back up to a tall seat, we're going to rotate towards the right. Rolling shoulders back, looking behind you. And when you're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So we're just going to switch the feet. Sit how you need to sit here. Might not be the way that I'm sitting. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. Big inhale. Exhale. Taking that over and reach. If you want that rotation, you can find it. Opening back up to the side. Moving through center. We're going to counter stretch over. Reaching. Nice back stretch there. Good. Coming back up nice and tall. Rotating. Finding your twist. Rolling shoulders back. Looking more behind you. And coming back center. All right. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope no matter what level that you were in, that you found a challenge today that did work for you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.